Today we are going to be reacting to the news that World Rugby has just released the schedule for the Nations Championship for 2026. Now this has hit me by surprise. I had no idea this was going on. But seeing it at first thoughts, I was like, what is going on? What are they doing? But now that I've taken some time, taken an hour or two to really take it in, I actually think it could be very good for World Rugby. I really think it's a very good format. I will say there's some things I agree with and some things I don't, but let me get started and say I really love the fact that there'll be 3 different Northern Hemisphere teams playing week in, week out in the Southern Hemisphere. I do like the thing of like England touring to South Africa for 3 games and New Zealand or Ireland touring to New Zealand for 3 games, but I just feel like if you want to keep that same vibe from the end of the year, which I think is the best rugby in the entire year, where you get the Southern Hemisphere teams playing 1 week in each week in a different country like we have now, that's probably the best rugby of the year. And if you can replicate that in the Southern Hemisphere, I think that would be really good. So that's one positive for me especially. I know that Northern Hemisphere teams might not enjoy the travel, but it's just something they're going to probably have to get used to, and it's probably going to be a part of it. It's like part of the experience for them. So I think that's quite interesting. I mean, as a South African, obviously I live in England, but it would be awesome as a South African to maybe travel for all 3 games. 1 week you get to watch England, next week you get to watch Scotland, and the next week you get to watch Wales, all in South Africa. It's going to create a different vibe, a different atmosphere, and for some fans that are travelling fans, it's going to be nice as well, because there's a lot of Welsh and British people also living in other parts of the world that are able to watch, so that's going to be very interesting. I will say the one thing that I'm probably not the biggest fan of right now is that there's a finals weekend. I would probably prefer it if it was like a normal international window where it's just the games are played and it affects the rankings and that's it. That's just me. I could change my opinion on that. I just think if there's a finals weekend, especially a year before a World Cup, it maybe might take a bit of the speciality, like a bit of the special occasion out of the World Cup, but it's not really a World Cup though, is it? It's just 6 games played, 3 games in your home nation and 3 games away. So it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting. If you have a look here, round 1, there's going to be games like France touring to New Zealand, hopefully their A team, Ireland playing in Australia, Italy playing in Japan. That's a game I don't think I've ever seen before, Italy playing against Japan in Japan, so that's going to be quite interesting. Wales playing in Fiji, that should be fun. England playing in South Africa for the round 1, that's going to be an amazing game, especially with the 2 teams they have now. And Scotland touring to Argentina. So I think that's going to be some incredible games. I mean, if you look at round 2, you got Italy playing in New Zealand, France playing in Australia, Ireland playing in Japan, England playing in Fiji, Scotland playing in South Africa, and Wales playing in Argentina. So I do like the fact that it's different teams playing every weekend. So that's going to be quite fun to see. But right now, I'm probably not the biggest fan of the finals, just because a year out from the World Cup, it kind of makes it feel almost as if that World Cup feeling gives a bit of a World Cup feeling. But I mean, we're going to see next year how it works. And for me, at first thought, I actually really like it. I think it's a very good format. I know some people might not like it for the travel. Some people might not be a fan of it because it's different. But I really, really like it. It's going to be incredible. I wonder, though, are the Southern Hemisphere teams going to get a few warm-up games than before? Because I think the Northern Hemisphere teams are going to be quite gelled together, have quite a better cohesion in those first games, especially coming off the 6 Nations. So that's going to be quite interesting to see, especially with England playing the likes of South Africa and France playing New Zealand first up. Might South Africa and New Zealand be a bit undercooked in those games? So that's going to be quite interesting to see what they do before that. I know South Africa and New Zealand are having a 3-match test series next year in South Africa. I'm not too sure which months those are in. I think they are after this, in between this and the November games. So that's going to be quite interesting to see what happens there. But I think it's an incredible thing that World Rugby is doing here. So me personally, I like it. And as quite a young fan for rugby, I think it's good that they're trying something new and to be aligning the whole of World Rugby together. So I know a lot of people will probably complain about the travel for the Northern Hemisphere teams, but that's the similar travel as what the Southern Hemisphere teams do on a weekly basis for the Rugby Championship. So it's nothing major. It's not too different. But yeah, I'm a fan of it. I do think that the finals, though, will have to, the finals part of it still has to win me over. But I am a fan of it, and I would like to see a promotion relegation type of thing where sixth place teams from the north and sixth place team from the south have to play a promotion relegation game against, say now, a Samoa or a Tonga or whoever's the best Southern Hemisphere team, the seventh best Southern Hemisphere team, and then the Northern Hemisphere playing against the likes of Georgia or something, because it's not the Six Nations. It could open up a few opportunities for teams like that to maybe get their way in there. I mean, I know a team like Zimbabwe is also doing really well right now, so over the next few years, if they can build up, if they can somehow win one of those promotion relegation games, if there ever is, you could maybe see them as well. I mean, a team like that or Samoa, so that would be interesting to see if they do that. But at first glance, I am a fan of it. I do think it's going to be exciting. I do think it's going to be very exciting. I mean, 3 different teams in 3 different weeks. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be different for the Southern Hemisphere teams hosting a different team each week, but it's going to be nice to see the perspective that the Northern Hemisphere teams have at the end of the year, where they play at home every week and the Southern Hemisphere teams come and tour to them. So that's going to be quite interesting to see how that works the other way around. Will the Southern Hemisphere teams have a bit more dominance in the first few rounds? Will the Northern Hemisphere teams dominate? It's going to be quite interesting to see, because normally we only see one of those teams playing against like New Zealand 3 times in a row. You don't see 3 different teams playing. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see how the momentum shifts between the Southern Hemisphere and the Northern Hemisphere teams throughout that phase. I'm very excited for it. So I think World Rugby's done something good here. I just think that the finals aspect of it's going to have to win me over, especially a year out of a World Cup. But I see no problem with it. It's not like it's a different schedule to normal. You still have the November internationals, and then you still have the July internationals. The Northern Hemisphere teams just aren't playing 3 games in a row against one Southern Hemisphere team. So I think it's going to be very exciting for the fans, very exciting especially for the Southern Hemisphere teams getting a different team each week, and especially for travelling fans that haven't been to Fiji before, haven't been to Japan before, haven't been to Argentina before. I think it opens up a lot of opportunities, especially for those travelling fans as well. So I'm a fan. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. It's going to be interesting seeing everybody's takes and reactions. So yeah, please let me know what you guys think in the comments. We'll see you soon. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And thanks so much for the support, guys. Cheers.